Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for the documentary for Blood Moons. And yeah, so I did 3 reviews already. For the Gunman, this movie, the documentary for Blood Moons, and Do You Believe? I guess the sound wasn't working properly, I couldn't get it to work properly, so I just redo those 3 videos. And I think out of the 3 videos, this is the one I want to do the least of all. It's probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it's based on a book and the cast. Who's the cast in this movie? Who the hell's the cast in this movie again? You have Gary Bureau, David Burton, Lieutenant General William Boykin, Pastor Mark Blitz, um, John Hagee, probably one of the dumbest people on this planet, probably dumber than Kim Kardashian, and that's saying a lot. Dinesh D'Souza, um, yeah, that person. John Hay gets it before Malcolm Hanlein or Hanlein. Uh, Dennis Prager, Shlomo Riskin, and Hugh Ross. Rabbi Arias Scheinberg, Eric Stakelbeck, Colleen Trussler, and yeah, that's basically it for the cast. I'm gonna try to get this one as fast as possible without trying to without exploding. So yeah, 10 seconds spoiler warning as usual for those who actually want to watch this movie and haven't already. Please stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10 seconds spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Hi. 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch it for whatever reason, and still want to watch it and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. And then I will give you a fair warning because as usual I did. So yeah, For Blood Moons. What's it about? It's based on the book by Pastor John Hagee about the 4 blood moons. Basically, if you guys remember back last year in April and October, the moon turned red. It's basically discussing that and how September of this year, to be more specific, about somewhere between September 28th, 2015, the world is supposed to end. And yeah, for some reason it includes some stuff about Israel and their independence and a bunch of other bullshit. And oh my gosh, was this worst fucking movie I've ever seen? Worst fucking movie I've ever seen. Okay, so here's the guy, the main guy, John Hagee. He's the guy from the book. He's the guy who wrote the book as well, which is what this bullshit movie's based on. He's this fat wannabe piece of shit individual. He's trying to come up as this real nice, real educated guy. And is he educated? Probably. I don't give a shit. But he's trying to come off as this guy. Overall, he just comes across as this asshole, who's in denial of science, art, history, and mathematics. He doesn't believe in science. He doesn't believe in mathematics. He doesn't believe in art, and he doesn't believe in history. He says he basically believes in whatever's happening right now. He thinks everything's a fucking magic show. He thinks everything is fucking magic. One of the examples that he says that birth is just that's a miracle. Birth is a miracle, and yes, I understand what. At first I thought birth is a miracle, alive, whatever bullshit. He's like there is no. But then he says there is no science behind birth. He says there is no such thing as sex. There's just a miracle. There's just love and whatever. Then you have this other guy who's religious and a fucking scientist. He's saying no, there is actually something behind birth. There's something that causes birth. It's called sex and attraction and lust that affects why and sometimes broken condoms, which I thought was pretty funny. But this John Hagee motherfucker, he's like, no, there's no such thing as fucking sex. There's no such thing as condoms, which that's a whole debate. But he's like, there's no fucking thing as condoms. Look, okay, and then just a bunch of other things that it's just complete bullshit. He says everything's a fucking miracle. He's like, right? He didn't curse, but I'm just saying, I'm just exaggerating. He's like, everything's a fucking miracle. By the way, I'm exaggerating, but he's like, everything's a miracle. Everything around us is a miracle. There's a reason. There is no science behind it. There is no logic. There's only God. And I understand there's this deep bullshit religion behind it. Again, To be fair, I'm an atheist, so I really just don't give a shit. But the guy is just the guy really unlikable and dumber than Kim Kardashian. And if someone's dumber than Kim Kardashian, you know they're fucking retarded, okay? You know they're fucking retarded if they're dumber than Kim Kardashian. And Kim Kardashian, she is dumb as fuck, okay? I mean, he's always like, look, he's like, the clothes I have, they're a miracle. They're a miracle I even have this clothes. I wouldn't have this clothes unless God was sent to. He's, oh my gosh, he says he says something close to this quote I'm about to say. He's like, God made me. He gave birth to me, or something like that. He put me on this earth, and my mission now is that I must spread the religion. All other religions are wrong. All other religions, aside from Judaism and Christianity, are wrong. People who are atheists or who want to become atheistic are wrong, and they are committing a major sin. Muslims are wrong. However, the fact is that America is helping the Muslims gain their independence and have always done that, and I honor them for that. But the religion of Muslims is just completely wrong, and I swear to God, I'm like, the fuck are you talking? I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, here's a perfect example. I was just showing you how fucking stupid this asshole is. This piece of shit. Because in reality, he's a piece of shit. Because he's homophobic. First off, he's homophobic. He doesn't respect any other race. He's basically, I won't say he's anti-Semitistic, because that would mean he hates Jewish people and he agrees with the Jewish. But he's kind of a racist. I've actually researched this guy after I got home. He's kind of a racist. He's homophobic, and like in the movie, like as shown in the movie, he only really believes that he's right. Everybody else, he's really in denial about everything else around him. And like it shows even in the movie, or documentary, whatever bullshit this is. Yeah. Basically, he uses this example, saying that there's this Jewish family during the Holocaust, and they're in a shelter, and this bomb, falls through the roof, but it doesn't explode. And he says, that's a miracle. It happened across all of Europe, and that's a miracle that so many families, so many Jewish people were saved because of God. I'm like, and then this guy, the scientist, who's also a religious guy, which I don't give a shit what his name was anymore. He's like saying, yes, that does happen. You know, there were duds, and by the way, duds is a bomb that doesn't explode. There were duds back in World War II. There are also duds back in World War One. There were duds back in the Cold War, Vietnam, and even to this time in Afghanistan. And then he fucking gets crazy about it. He's like, no, there is no such thing as science. There is no such thing as statistics. Your belief right now is bullshit. You say you're a religious person, yet you're using science to disprove everything about religion. And science and reality is not existing. There is no such thing as science. Everything, all of that is just a miracle. It's a miracle that didn't happen in World War One. It's a miracle that didn't happen in World War Two, Vietnam, Cold War, Afghanistan, whatever bullshit. It's a miracle that just didn't happen. There's no science behind it, and statistically, it's like about 85% of the time the bombs didn't explode because of duds or whatever. And then he goes on to say that ironically, religiously, the people who died the most are Jewish. And he's like, no, that's completely wrong. Religiously, the people who die the most will be the atheists and the Muslims because they do not believe in God. He is the most piece of shit character ever. And the worst thing is that he's an actual piece of shit human being. The worst fucking thing about this, is that this is a fucking Christian propaganda film that should be on the fucking History Channel or Discovery motherfucking Channel or whatever fucking channel. Okay, this was a terrible movie. I do not know why it was made aside from being some kind of bullshit Christian propaganda film. This is the worst movie I have ever seen, ever in my entire life. What was the movie before this? What movie was worse than this? What movie could I think that? Okay, before this movie, what movie would I consider the worst movie I've ever seen? Probably 22 Jump Street or something like that. But nope, this one kicked it out of the fucking ballpark. Because yeah, the worst thing about this film is that it actually did its job. Apparently, it did its job of being some kind of Christian JUDEO propaganda film. And at the end of the movie, it was almost like a nearly packed theater. Everybody in that theater was clapping, cheering this movie on. Okay, everybody stayed in the theater for about 5 minutes after the movie ended, after all the credits have rolled. Me and my stepbrother, we were watching this for who the fuck knows why. We got up immediately, and first off, people were looking at us like, and people, I could literally hear one couple saying, "Why are they leaving? They're so disrespectful," right? And I'm like, who? I was just thinking, who gives a shit? This is the worst movie ever, right? And people were literally clapping, whistling, going, yeah, but one of the best movies. I literally heard people, one of the best documentaries ever. Such an impactful movie. And I'm like thinking, yeah, it's such an impactful piece of shit movie. Everybody's like so inspirational, and my stepbrother just yells, "Worst fucking movie ever I've ever seen." I was laughing my ass off, and people were gasping in the theater. We were waiting outside because the next movie didn't start for like another 20 minutes. We wanted to see how long it took people to actually leave the theater. It took everybody like 10 minutes to empty out the theater. Why the fuck? How the fuck does that actually do its fucking job? Apparently people are stupid, and I forget who said it because I don't right. There's this article that says that the book is a form of brainwashing. And apparently the movie is also another form of brainwashing. I don't know the logic behind brainwashing, but I could see how this was able to brainwash it because this is such a piece of shit movie. From what I've read, other critics' reviews, they say it's a horrible movie. They say it's a terrible movie. Okay. Apparently the audience seems to disagree. I actually agree with the critics because it's a terrible fucking movie. It's a terrible fucking movie. Why the fuck was this made, and why the fuck did it have a theatrical release? Despite, I mean, it was a 1 day theatrical release, but who gives a shit? It was still theatrically released. Why the fuck was it theatrically released and no right of being theatrically released if it was a piece of shit movie? This is probably, yeah, this is definitely the worst movie I've ever seen. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give this a negative infinity. Okay? I'm gonna give this a negative infinity. Because it is the worst fucking movie ever. I just kinda wanna know exactly how the hell I'm gonna be writing that down in the description below. But yeah, worst movie ever. Worst movie ever. And here's the saddest part. Here's the really sad part. They had an intermission. And I'm like, I literally screamed out, "Hallelujah! The fucking movie's over!" Right as I was leaving, leaving that, right. And nobody saw me though. Nobody saw me because I was like already by the door. Um. So yeah, so I'm there checking my phone, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "That's a great movie." Um, I literally say that's debatable. He's like, "You don't like the movie? Why? You just don't understand it?" I'm like, "I could explain it for you." I'm like, "No, no, I get it, I get it. I mean, I'm just kind of happy the movie's over. I was just kind of getting kind of tired." He's like, "The movie's not over." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "They just have an intermission. There's still like 2 hours left in the movie. The movie was about 4 hours long. It's too fucking long. As well, the movie's too fucking long." I'm like, "Oh, okay, right." Good thing there's another showing for the other movie I was gonna watch afterwards. So there's that. Why the fuck was this movie made? And why the fuck did it make so much money? And why the fuck are people cheering it on when it's a terrible movie? If you're gonna go watch this movie, check yourself. First, check yourself. Um, if you're forced to watch this movie, I feel bad for you. And if for some miracle you actually, by some miracle, which statistically is like probably 1 to 1,000 or whatever. If you happen to know John Hagee, please punch him across the face for me. I would love you to do that and film it while you're at it and post it on YouTube. And I will give you the biggest shout out ever. Yeah. Yeah, bonus points if you give him a near death experience. Don't kill them, but near death. That'd be nice. Okay, yeah, don't actually beat him up. Don't beat the poor guy up. Or actually, rich guy. He's actually somehow miraculously rich guy. Yeah, but whatever. If you guys do happen to know John Hagee for whatever bullshit reason, show him this video. just showing this video because it is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen. Oh, and by the way, I've researched. He apparently has his own website or whatever. I am gonna send this to him. I think I've only ever sent one video to a person, to the director or whatever, or actually it was a comic book review, and I've only sent that video to the writers, and they loved it. I think this is the second video I'm ever gonna send to another person, just so they can know how much I fucking hate it in this point. Negative infinity out of 10, worst fucking movie ever. Why did I have to go see this movie? Because it actually was it was one of the few movies I still hadn't watched in the whole movie in the theater, whatever the fuck. That's the only reason I watched it. I kind of wish I would have watched something else, like Kingsman, or I think I would have taken 50 Shades of Shit in compared to this. That's what my stepbrother said, and I'm like, yeah, that'd probably be better than this, because at least there's some kind of erotica in there, okay? Yeah, oh, and by the way, hey, if you believe that's a sin, erotica is a fucking sin, well, too bad. I'm a teenage boy, go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below. Yeah, subscribe, comment down below on your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it already, and if for some reason you like it, give me a good laugh down there. Don't try to explain to me, because I really just don't give a shit. I already know all the bullshit behind the 4 Blood Moons bullshit. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and to Patrick Hagee. And aside from that, follow me on Instagram, Daniel Mart. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off, and Patrick Hagee, fuck you too.